Hello, we are the Wisest Wizards on the Rough Cuts for the Saturday Review. I'm Coffee Doug.
I'm Brian Pancake Hat.
Or The Wraith, which is what we are reviewing today for your viewing pleasure. This is a great fucking film. That's all, I mean, that's the first thing I could say about it. That's not all I have to say. But, my friend Pancake here is dressed a little funny just because that's what the dude's wearing the whole time. He's dressed in the get-up.
I'm switching to hard alcohol.
So I'm sipping Jack Daniels with my $1 Sonic burgers out of a Coors Light cup. That's what I'm reduced to. It's actually pretty tasty, though. I like it.
And I'm just drinking this new Red Stag Black Cherry.
I'm going to have to try that next. The Wraith is a 1986 film, rated R, runs about an hour and 30 minutes. It stars Charlie Sheen, who actually isn't in the movie a whole lot, but everybody remembers him as the star of the movie. But he's not. He doesn't have a ton of screen time. It stars Randy Quaid in one of his earlier roles. Sherilyn Flynn. She was on Twin Peaks of Mice and Men. Really, really beautiful woman. And then my favorite in the movie, and I don't know if you remember, Clint Howard. Who is Ron Howard's brother. And Clint Howard is the guy, you remember the guy with the eraser head hair?
Yeah.
Who's been in everything, but he has a major role in this. He's in the movie a lot.
He's good.
Now, this is your DVD. What made you decide to buy this particular DVD?
It was the car. I remember watching it on TV at one point when I was younger.
Okay.
And I said, man, that's a really nice looking car. And I kind of was like, you know, being a kid, I'm like, I want to go play outside now. You know, ADD, like I probably do have. But anyway, yeah, so then I saw it someplace like Walmart or whatever. I don't know, Big Lots. Hell, I don't know.
Now, this, just quick, before we talk about the plot a little bit, this particular DVD, it was released, I want to say like 2003, something like that, 2004. And it, right now it goes on eBay. I've seen it for like $30 or so because they hadn't re-released it in a while. They did just re-release a DVD, or it's coming out soon because it's going to be the 25th anniversary. But I've heard that it's not quite the same. They took out some stuff that was in this version. I couldn't get an exact story on it because different sites said different things.
And you're using the internet, it's never reliable.
Using the internet, yeah, but they are coming out with a Blu-ray version that's supposed to be like the one-all, be-all version. So, in my opinion, the movie is basically about, like, Charlie Sheen comes into a town. He is like, he's the new guy in town, kind of, like a lone drifter. And there's this town, classic 80s style, is getting run over by this gang that's just taking advantage of everybody, stealing people's cars, this and that.
My town's the same way.
His street's the same way. And at the same time that Charlie Sheen comes into town, this Wraith also comes into town, which is this just badass character dressed in all helmet, much like a Darth Vader.
All helmet?
All helmet. all dark helmet, leather, and he's driving this amazing car. And
the car is amazing.
Basically, the gang, they like to road race, and they've got a lot of road rage, and they're cruising all over the streets, and this Wraith comes into town, and he's taking them out one by one. So there's a lot more to the story than that, a lot more connections. The gang, the leader has the girl, you find out backstory about her. Her boyfriend was murdered years before. So you kind of feel like, you know, you don't know what the Wraith is. Is that like getting vengeance for the boyfriend?
I like how you rock.
I do rock. Speaking of rocking, the music in this fucking movie. Talk about the music.
Well, since I'm the music guy, hold on. The cover says it all.
Speak loud.
Music performed by Ozzy Osbourne, Billy Idol, and Robert Palmer. Those three names sound familiar? That's right, because they're all popular musicians. Along with some other people.
Bonnie Tyler's in there?
Yeah. I gotta tell you, the music's fantastic. It's some big names for such a low-budget film.
And the songs that they've had, you'll recognize.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So it's like it was newer songs at that time and a low-budget film. And I did, there is an extensive interview with the director online that I found. You can get on IMDb, type him up. They'll give you the website. But it's interesting because when he envisioned the movie, he wanted like a musical score during like the chase scenes and the car crashes and this and that, he was very opposed at having any singers, and he specifically Ozzy Osbourne. He said I think he likes him. He just did not want that music in the movie. He had an idea, and he says now, looking back, he realizes that made the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Having that rock and roll going while the cars going in and out and people are going against each other.
I usually like rock and roll when I'm going in and out.
Is that what you did? What kind of music do you prefer while you're going in and out?
I usually like it quiet. I like to hear the noises of the other person.
Is that real? Like, you don't put on, like, Barry White or something? Barry Manilow?
No berries. Just my twig and berries, Doug. Just the noise from my twig and berries slapping up against some females behind.
The Wraith has a very 80s feel to it, but I just watched it the other day, and I'd seen it years ago, and it's got a very 80s feel. I can't say it stands the test of time, but it's great, even watching it. It just takes you back, and it's still very interesting to watch. It keeps you captivated.
It's true.
One big thing about this movie as well is that during the filming, a cameraman who, in the end it says dedicated to.
Does it? I always missed that.
In the credits, a cameraman was killed during one of the first car chase scenes, and another person, one of the stunt crew, was paralyzed for life. And so a lot of times, the actors and the director and whoever, don't really like talking about the movie a whole lot.
Well, because the Wraith came a little early for those other people?
I guess so, yeah.
Well, at least for the one guy.
Yeah.
The Wraith came for that guy's legs, apparently. I'm sorry.
Too far.
It's hitting me a little harder than I thought.
Over the line. The car itself, I think it was specifically kind of made for that movie.
Just like Cobra?
I think there's one scene. Yeah, there's one scene where it has. No, the one in Cobra wasn't that like a specific type of car that was sold in the U.S. I don't know.
Customized, Doug. Customized.
Okay, this one was customized. Even though there was one part where you catch like it says Dodge on it or something. The director.
The symbol on the front, you can see the Dodge.
Yeah, the director really didn't want that in there, but he said people were pushing for it.
But you know who couldn't dodge it? That guy who died. The paralyzed guy.
Of course.
If you're watching this guy, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dead guy. I was like, that guy's dead. No.
You never know.
There is one guy in America, apparently, that has made 4 or 5 of these cars from the Wraith. And they specifically, when they finished the movie, they destroyed all the models of the car so it would never be remade.
But what about the blueprints?
One of them went to a junkyard, and that guy tracked it down, and he bought it, and he has recreated them for his kids.
So you're saying I could see one of these driving along the road one day?
Technically, you could see the Wraith car driving along the road.
I'm like, I'll race it in my truck.
So definitely,
sorry.
I think that's all the points we wanted to hit. Let me, yeah, you got the music. Oh, I think this movie, even right now, 25 years later, could have a sequel. It could have Charlie Sheen in it still. It could have a sequel. It deserves one, or I don't want to say a remake, man. I really like this film. I don't think it needs to be remade, but I think they could still write a sequel to the character of the Wraith and what it represented.
It's going to be a remake, because apparently nobody's got new ideas.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do their remakes on the old classics. Why do they call them classics, Doug? It's because they're classic.
And original.
I like Classy Lady. But you know what? They've all been remade and they suck.
They've been done over and over, those ladies.
They're all jaded.
Anyway, check out the Wraith DVD. You can find a copy, maybe not this exact year, but you can find one.
You can find a copy like this on eBay.
Yeah, he'll be selling it soon now. And
I'm unemployed. I need money.
Subscribe to us on Rough Cuts. Rate our videos. Let us know how we're doing. Give us ideas what you'd like us to review or how you would like us to attack, movie reviews.
Did you say Wraith our videos?
Wraith our videos. Watch the other Rough Cutters. Let them know how they're doing. And all right, thank you very much. Here's till next Saturday. Cheers.
Cheers.
A presence that is synonymous with the crumbling of time itself. Thus emerges a being so powerful that he can exist between both the land of the living and that of the dead. He goes by many names, but is known to the living only as the Wraith. He walks upon worlds forgotten and descends from heavens faded to gray to witness the death of all mortal things.